Here's your wrestling news for March 20th, 2022, and your headlines for today include Backstage reaction to Cody Rhodes WWE return revealed, how will Cody's return to WWE affect his role on TBS's The Go Big Show, WWE doing all they can to keep Cody's return at WrestleMania a secret, updated plans for new show to air during WWE WrestleMania week, huge championship match planned for WrestleMania Saturday is in jeopardy, WrestleMania 38 to air in selected theaters across North America, USA Network responds to viewership to NXT 2.0 6 months after the relaunch. What does Vince McMahon feel about fans who think he's too old to be on screen? Gable Steveson captures second NCAA heavyweight championship, WWE stars react to the company's hot new signing, and more. We're kicking off today with Cody Rhodes, who is officially on his way back to WWE. Although the company nor Rhodes have made an announcement, several sources have confirmed he's on his way back, and it's not just the fans who are excited to see him return. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful has spoke to what he calls a lot of top WWE talent, and they're said to be very excited about the prospect of Cody coming back. Sapp didn't list anyone by name, but one name we know has a vested interest in Cody's return is Seth Rollins, who is rumored to be facing the three-time former TNT champion at WrestleMania. With WrestleMania now less than 2 weeks away, Rollins is still without an opponent, and while some fans aren't sold on Cody coming back to a company he's badmouthed for years, those within WWE are very excited. Rhodes is unquestionably the biggest name to depart AEW to date, but just because he won't be on Dynamite doesn't mean he's gone from TBS. On the latest episode of Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer said that Cody's departure from AEW won't affect his status on the Go Big Show, which also airs on TBS. Meltzer did note that WWE could in theory prevent Cody from appearing on his game show, but it's more likely that Vince McMahon will have agreed to Cody still being on the Go Big Show during their negotiations. WWE has not officially announced the signing of Cody Rhodes yet, but all signs indicate his debut coming at WrestleMania 38 against Seth Rollins, and while he's gone from AEW, he'll still be a fixture on TBS as well as the USA Network. WWE hasn't confirmed Cody's return as they want him to be a surprise for fans at WrestleMania, and are going to pretty extreme lengths to make that happen. A report from Fightful notes that there have been discussions within WWE to fly Cody in a private plane to avoid the publicity of him being at an airport before WrestleMania. WWE may want to keep Cody a secret, but that's easier said than done, as countless sites and sources, including yours truly, have reported on his return to WWE ever since he left AEW over a month ago. With that said, being flown private by WWE will no doubt be a good way for Cody to travel, and if reports of him being treated as a huge deal in WWE are true, he may be getting used to such luxury transport. Rhodes will be just one part of a stacked WrestleMania weekend, as WWE hopes to get as many eyes on their product as they can. Recently, fans caught a trailer for WWE Evil, the new docuseries narrated by John Cena that chronicles some of wrestling's greatest villains. It's been reported that the show will premiere on Peacock on March 24th, but some episodes will factor into WrestleMania week. PW Insider reports that there are plans for at least a few episodes to air on the USA Network during WrestleMania week as part of the festivities. The 8-episode series will focus on Roman Reigns, the Brothers of Destruction, Hulk Hogan, The Miz, Sasha Banks, Randy Orton, Stephanie McMahon, and Ric Flair, and we'll have to see who WWE saves for WrestleMania week. WrestleMania 38 will also feature Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair, and their feud was taken to the next level this past Monday. After Lynch suffered a voice box injury during a live event, the man responded with attacking the throat of Belair, and WWE has given an update on her condition. On WWE.com, it's reported that Belair has suffered a fractured hyoid bone in her throat, and while she won't need surgery, she will be out for an unspecified amount of time. The report is almost certainly in kayfabe, as there's been no outside reports of Belair possibly missing WrestleMania 38, but WWE wants to make the EST's rise to the top of the Raw Women's division that bit more difficult. Lynch vs. Belair is just one confirmed match for a stacked WrestleMania, which will be shown on the WWE Network and Peacock. It's now been announced that WWE is partnering with FathomEvents.com to bring WrestleMania to cinemas, which will air both the April 2nd and April 3rd shows. Tickets are already on sale for these screenings, and with AEW proving to have had success with screening their pay-per-views at selected movie theaters, WWE are hoping for a similar result with their most stupendous 2 nights on the calendar. Last September, WWE revamped NXT as NXT 2.0 in an effort to lure younger fans to the product. That hasn't happened, as the average age of an NXT 2.0 viewer is in their 60s, and the show has received backlash from fans who preferred the black and gold brand. Fans may still have a problem with NXT 2.0, but that isn't how those at the USA Network feel about the show. That's according to Andrew Zarian of the Mat Men Pro Wrestling podcast, who reported, "They're doing good in the ratings, 62,000-ish. They're not doing terrible. USA Network is happy with this. USA doesn't care if there are some WWE guys there, they just want ratings." This week's post-Roadblock episode earned NXT 2.0 624,000 viewers, up 1.79% from last week's 613,000 viewers for the Roadblock episode. Fans may still have their issues with NXT 2.0, but the USA Network is happy, and given that much of WWE's revenue comes from their licensing deals, WWE will do what they can to keep the network's money rolling in. More WrestleMania news is this year's show will see Pat McAfee take on Austin Theory in a match that was originally rumored to be McAfee versus McMahon. It's been nearly a decade since McMahon's last official match, and while it won't happen next month, don't count out the chairman of the board. On Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer explained that WWE are well aware that many fans see McMahon as too old to be an on-screen presence these days, but that image doesn't bother the boss. Vince in a match against McAfee I don't think is that big, because I think people just, they know he's old and everything. It's not about how he looks, or about how he can move, than how he looks. At 76 years old, WWE is aware that McMahon doesn't come across as the young man he once was, but as long as he can still physically go, you can never rule out the chairman of the board throwing down. And we're ending today with Gable Steveson, the Olympic gold medalist turned WWE signing, who has yet another accolade to his name. This weekend, Steveson won his second NCAA heavyweight championship after defeating Colton Schultz of Arizona State in Detroit, Michigan. In a statement, WWE congratulated Steveson on his win, highlighting that he's the first NIL agreement superstar, and Triple H tweeted how Steveson is unstoppable and undefeated. Winning the finals by 6 points to 2, Steveson is unquestionably at the top of his game on the mat, and we'll have to see how the 2-time NCAA heavyweight champion and Olympic gold medalist fares when he makes his in-ring debut for WWE. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.